just talked to Dayball. I just called him. Mm-hmm. He goes, what do you need? I go, I don't need anything. I just want to see how you're doing. He's just excited for the season. The same guy, always. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes talk about their favorite dudes. What are we talking about today then, Robbie G?
Favorite training camp memories.
Who you'd rather negotiate with, Bill Belichick or Jerry Jones?
And what about Stephon Diggs' impressive offseason that he's having on boats and on the football field. Top of that, we have a special Hall of Fame edition of Chillest Dude of the Week.
Let's go. Dudes on Dude is a production of iHeartRadio.
Who wants to hang with Jules and I? We are heading back to Boston for a Dudes on Dudes and Games with Names live show. And we are bringing the whole nut house with us. It's going to be absolutely insane. We'll have plenty of special guests and some awesome surprises. It's all going down August 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. Tickets are on sale now. Go to Ticketmaster.com and search for us, or you can find a direct link in the descriptions of any of our socials. It's going to be a blast. We'll see you there.
Football's back, Rob.
Yes, it is, Jules. It's only July, and everyone's excited for the NFL season. And what's crazy is there's a game now in July. Obviously, it's the Hall of Fame game. It really doesn't matter much. There's very little meaning to the game. It's like the third stringers, fourth stringers playing the whole time. But it just feels good to just sniff the game of football in the air and knowing it's back and it's right around the corner from NFL kickoff week 1.
1,000%. Now, for viewer, football being back in Hall of Fame game is cool for like the first play. And then you're like, these guys are barely playing. The playing surface is dog shit. You know what I mean? But for a player, when you're a player that gets to play in the Hall of Fame game, I never got to play in the Hall of Fame game. But you get like these teams can take advantage of having this extra time together. These extra padded practices. Don't you get extra time if you're in the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, you start about 5 days earlier.
5 days earlier.
Around there. Yep.
And right now, with the practice regulations of padded practices and stuff, that team, even though they're not going to play their starters in that game, they get to go to pads 1 week earlier. So that those offensive linemen get to hit together 1 week before. Is that not a little advantage? Has anyone ever thought of it that way?
It's a little advantage, or you can look at it as it's more wear and tear throughout the whole time. But if you play
depending on your team, situationally, depending on your team. If you're a team that needs the reps, like a lot of these young football teams do, this could be an advantage. If you're an old veteran team, you could still have a productive week. I know it's going to be bullshit for older guys that are, you got to come back a week earlier. That sucks. But, if used right, this could be great for these teams. Chargers and Detroit. Detroit having one extra game for these new coordinators to go in. John Morton, Kevin Shepard. Like, these guys haven't called plays yet. To have one extra game to go in and have a situational game day operation, communicating plays into a team, hearing and communicating with other coaches that are in the box and seeing what they're seeing. Like, this is big deal for, for the Detroit Lions, I bet. I mean, if they're taking it that way.
Let me get your take on this too, Julian. When football season was always right around the corner and I showed up to training camp, like my mind and my body just was always telling me it was football season. It was like there was this on-off switch and it was always turned on the day that I walked into training camp. How is your body feeling right now being retired for a couple of years with football season now on its way? Do you still got that feeling, or is it a little bit different being retired?
Well, it's crazy that you say that, Rob. I was across the pond over in London doing a bake show, the Great American Bake Show, against Antonio Gates, Von Miller, and Mina
Kimes. Well, shout out to Antonio Gates, 2025 NFL Hall of Fame class. Antonio Gates, you the man. Appreciate everything that
he is the man. We'll get into him a little later.
All right.
We'll get into, but I was over there doing that show, and then I went over to Italy and was chilling in the Mediterranean. And like, I swear to God, I woke up one morning and my hamstrings like were talking to me like, hey, buddy, like what are you doing? You should be out going somewhere and getting ready. Like, I still have the body clock to like that excitement anxiety, like a week before you report. Like, and that was like a week before, and I just started having it. It's crazy how we did this for a long time. I think your body's still in the clock. Like in the spring and stuff, I'm always like, I feel like I should be in a camp coming up, or I still get those feelings. Mm-hmm. Do you?
Not too much anymore. After the first year or two of being retired, my body clock would be telling me, all right, football's right around the corner. It actually started this year when a couple teams went to training camp, and I was like, I signed on to social media. I was like, what the heck? Football's going? There's guys going in the training camp. I was like, it's like July 17th right now. That was shocking to me. I was not ready for that situation. So that's when you know you've been retired for a couple of years then, because then your body clock is getting away from its normal routine. But the one thing I got prepared, every single year when I was playing is this is how I did it, Jules. Like, I wasn't the guy that was just focusing on my routes, like what pitter pattering through drills and all that. It was like, okay, training camp's right around the corner. All right, I'm going to get a couple workouts in, and 4 days before I show up, I'm going to get the biggest workout in possible and then take off those 3 days. So then when I show up, I'm excited to work again and I'm ready to go. And that workout that I would do would be the most beastly workout of all times, 4 days before I had a report. And I would push the sled for about 30 minutes. I would do a whole lower body work. I would do a whole upper body work, and I would go out and I would run 100s, and I'd be sore for like 2 days. And then the soreness would go away and I would show up to camp and kaboom, I would be ready to go. And that was my routine going into the season every single year to get me ready. Just one massive workout, and boom, it just brought me back. I wish I could still do that and be recovered in a day or two, but times are different. And that's how I know my body clock has changed a little bit as well.
Rob, I've been seeing you doing all these T-Mobile spots. What is this?
Yeah, so it's a campaign. It's Friday Night 5G Lights campaign that T-Mobile started last year. And last year, Iona High School in Oklahoma won it all. And what was cool is that when we were shooting dudes on dudes.
Wait. You won a high school?
No, Iona High School won the campaign. So the campaign.
Oh, Iona. I thought you said you own a high school.
Iona High School.
Like, how do you own a high school?
I should own a high school and teach these kids what to do and get on the right track, Jules. I would be the just over principal, teacher, student counselor, all that good stuff. Yeah, Principal Rob. Oh, that sounds pretty good. But T-Mobile created a campaign last year, and it's for all small town high schools out there, and any small town high school can enter. And last year, the grand prize was $250,000 in total, and you got a whole high school makeover, high school football field makeover. So you would get like a new Jumbotron, you'll get a new weight room, actually a Gronk Fitness weight room, which is super unique. What else? You got bleachers, all cheerleaders get all new uniforms, all that good stuff. And this year we ramped it up to a whole nother level. So now 450 schools can win $5,000. Then there's 25 schools that can win $25,000 this year. And then there's going to be one school that wins the ultimate grand prize. That's $1 million. And that includes obviously a home field makeover, another Gronk Fitness weight room, a trip to the SEC championship game, and a whole
VIP trip.
Yes, a VIP trip. That is correct. And a whole bunch more. And if you want to enter this, if you're a small town high school and you guys need a new stadium or just need some upgrades, you can enter at FridayNight5GLights.com. And Jules, speaking about the T-Mobile campaign and all these high schools that can enter the Friday Night 5G Lights, promo that's going on top of that, if you're a high schooler that makes a sick play, send it our way here at Dudes on Dudes, and we will feature that play live and then determine what kind of dude you are as well. So, for example, that catch that you had in the Super Bowl versus the Atlanta Falcons, Julian, if a high schooler makes a similar catch, a one-handed grab that's awesome and gets the crowd going, send it in. We will feature it, and then we will grade what kind of dude that you are.
I love that. What kind of dude is that play? Of the catch. What's that dude?
Dog. That's a dog right there. We know you're a dog, Jules. You just wanted to hear it again. No, you ain't no. You're a.
Sounds pretty good. From a couple thousand miles away. Post your highlight and tag Dudes on Dudes and use the hashtag Friday Night Dudes. Also, we have the live show coming up August 28th. We're lining up some cool guests. You guys got to go out, check it out. Mark your calendars. It's August 28th, 8 p.m. at the MGM Music Hall in Boston, Massachusetts. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. But hurry, they are going fast. 80% of the show is sold out. So, we got a couple more here. Couple more seats.
Hurry up. It's going fast, Jules, and we're coming up with some fun stuff as well. And if you have any ideas, please send them our way. It's like you high schoolers. If you guys make a great play, send it our way. And on top of it, if you got any fun stuff that you want us to do at the live show, August 28th, send it our way. Also, send some ideas, what type of action we should do. It's August 28th. Papa Gronk is going to be in town too. He can't miss the live show. He missed the first one. That was at Fanatics Fest. He was disappointed. So he's coming into town for this one as well. Ralphie may be there. Camille wants to go. She already stole the Games with Names jersey from the last live show. And this one's going to be popping because now we're more comfortable, Jules. We know what we're doing in front of a crowd. MGM Grand holds 4,500. We're 80% sold out. And we in Boston, we're champs there. We need to sell it out. All 4,500 tickets need to be sold out, and we need to feel that energy. It's a way we can connect with our fans once again here in the New England area. Jules, I'm going to bring a Super Bowl ring. I never get to wear my Super Bowl rings ever, so I'm going to bring a couple of them to the live show as well. I think you should bring one or two of yours. Not all three, but you should bring one or two.
All right, one or two. I'll bring a couple. News from the NFL. Let's get into it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It might be July, but there's plenty of news going around the league. Let's catch up on some of these big stories, Roberto.
Yeah, let's see what the big stories are here. I mean, it's just July. I don't know how, but the NFL can just create a storyline with anything. The kickoffs in 45 days. I mean, the first big story, which is unbelievable and the fans absolutely love, is that the Madden ratings come out. And think about this, Jules, and this just reminds me that I was on the cover of Madden 2017, which was super special. That just,
hell yeah,
you just triggered that memory. So that was really cool. So
you were in the 99 club, seven players in the 99 club.
Mm-hmm. 7 players this year. You got Saquon Barkley, Lane Johnson, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Myles Garrett. Who do you think got snubbed there? Because those 7 players right there deserve it. Most surprising is Lane Johnson, just because he's an offensive lineman, but he deserves it because he has like a torn meniscus, quad, whatever it is, and he goes through it and he doesn't even deal with pain. He just fights through anything and just takes it out on his opponent. But it's really cool to see an offensive lineman on there. But who do you think got snubbed from this year's 99 club?
How is Patrick Mahomes not a 99?
It's a good point.
He literally had a depleted team last year.
Mm-hmm.
All of his receivers were hurt. His offensive line got shattered. They had 2 losses last year to go to the Super Bowl for a three-peat. This guy's not a 99? I think that's crazy. He's still the best player in football. Josh Allen and Lamar still haven't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even have the teams. And I don't want to hear that Josh Allen don't have a team. I think that little Shakir dude's hella good. He got some playmakers. He's got 2 good tight ends. Yeah, great. Cooks is over here running his back. He's running hard. Cooks had a great year. I mean, who do you think got snubbed? Do you think anyone got snubbed?
I mean, the Patrick Mahomes debate is very, a highly debatable subject right there, if he should be in the 99 club. And especially, I think so, because he helped me out with that T-Mobile commercial, actually, for the Friday Night 5G lights. He's part of it as well, that campaign. So he did a great job with me. So I'm just being biased now that he should be in the 99 club for just doing the high school campaign promotion. But who do I think? Those 7 guys are well-deserved. Derrick Henry's pretty beastly. He definitely should be up there, especially with all the years that he produced consistently. That's also, I feel like, what they're looking at is consistency. It's not like you can have 1 year where you ball and then you become a 99. I don't think it works like that at all. So Derrick Henry's been very, very consistent. So he's kind of a snub, I would say. He deserves to be a 99 at least once in his career, and I don't think he has been. So at least once. Who really no one else pops to my mind, currently. The D end from Pittsburgh and from Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby and TJ Watt. Like those guys can definitely be 99s, especially, they're both became the highest paid players outside of a quarterback in league history this year at one point in the offseason. So they can both be 99s very easily. So it's just a debate. It's kind of like the NCAA. Who runs the NCAA? No one knows. Who makes the Madden ratings? No one has any single clue.
I think they probably know who makes the Madden rankings, but I don't know who runs the NCAA. I don't think anyone does. Talking the college, shout out to Dion, man. He beat cancer. We're thinking about you, Coach Prime. He got it all removed. Said he had calls with Randy during his fight. Now he's cancer free and he's going to be on the sidelines. You expect nothing less from Coach Prime. You knew he was going to coach.
Huge shout out to Dion and not just what's going on with him with his health. Obviously we're all thinking about you, man, and we're glad that you're cancer free now, but also what he has done for the game of college football. He's brought so much awareness to the University of Colorado, and he's made it that much more fun to watch. Just imagine if Coach Prime wasn't there. You wouldn't be tuning into games majority of the time on Saturdays and feeling that action, having that anxiety of, all right, what's Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes going to do this week? So, Coach, we appreciate you on the field, off the field, and also we appreciate your fight and becoming cancer-free, because I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot of people out there that are going through it right now that do have cancer. So keep up the good work, and we're wishing you the best this year, and hopefully you win some games and keep making it exciting.
Heck yeah. Travis Hunter. Offense, defense, snap count is a headline. So far, 83 total snaps, 36 snaps on offense, 47 snaps on defense. Had some notable pass breakups, made some notable nice catches. Do you think he's going to be offense or defensive guy? Do you think this is going to continue having a balanced attack?
I really do think it's going to continue. Why I think so? Because he's putting it out there. He's manifesting that he wants to play both sides of the ball. And the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't just trade up to number 2 to just get him and not let him do what he wants to do. And he was saying it from the beginning, hey, I want to play both sides of the ball. And if Jacksonville listened to him in the pre-draft visits, and they know that he wants to do that and he's determined to want to do it, well, then they've already been showing, hey, here you go. We're going to have a balance going on throughout practice. You're going to have half the reps here, half the reps on defense and offense. And it's been working. He's been shining on both sides. I'm not there to say, hey, maybe he should just stick to offense or maybe he should just stick to defense. But this was their plan from the beginning. So why go off track if he's performing? It doesn't even have to be at a high level. He just has to be performing at a starting level, which it seems like he is. Jules, what do you think about this situation?
I think they're still trying to figure out what he's best at. That's what training camp's for. They're going to throw him out there as much as they can. They're going to see what his load management type is and how his body takes it. And then they're ultimately going to see what's best for the team. If Trevor Lawrence needs him on offense and Trevor Lawrence likes him a lot, then he's probably going to be on offense with, a package and third down on defense or in the red area in defense or vice versa. So I still think that they're trying to figure out, just like every other team with their rookies and their free agents, their newer players, they're trying to figure out what his strengths, his best parts are to his game and his weakest parts are to his game and how it can help the team. So, I think it's going to continue, but then I think it'll He's gonna stick to one side and have packages on the other. I don't think he'll play the whole game on both sides. I don't think his body will be able to sustain it.
I like what you're saying. I really do like the balanced attack right now. This, nitpick, what he's best at and what's best for the team. But in the end, I really do think what he is really better at, he'll be there full time. And then what he's not so good at, not as good as, if he's not as good as, being a wide receiver as he is a defensive back, then like you just said, he'll have packages, put in for him, which I think would be the best scenario for his long-term well-being in the NFL, is to have wide receiver packages, score some touchdowns in the red zone, and then be a full-time defensive back. And Jules, that's what I would have been. If I played defensive end, I would have been a killer. I would have gotten the quarterback. I was actually all-state defensive end in high school, and I only had 8 receptions my senior year as a tight end. But if I just played defensive end, and then it was like red zone, Brady would just wave me in, and I would just go out there and score like 3 touchdowns a game, only have 12 offensive snaps. That would be legendary. That's
basically what Mike Vrabel did.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, he was goal line package. There's a difference between goal line package and red zone package. I'm the red zone package. He's just the goal line package. He's the full package in the coaching world now. I can give him that. He's done it all.
We'll get into him.
Yeah, we'll get into him. But he ain't the Robbie G red zone pack. He's a solid fullback goal line package, taking him from the linebacker spot.
Yeah, I agree. He ain't no Robbie G. He's a hell of a football player.
No doubt about that.
No progress in the Micah Parsons contract talks in Dallas. Entering his final year of his rookie deal, this 5th-year option will pay him $24 million. Had 12 sacks last year. Fans chanting, which I thought I heard down in Oxnard, "Pay Micah, pay Micah," at camp. Do you think they'll come to a deal soon, Rob?
I think they'll come to a deal soon. And the Dallas Cowboys have actually already screwed themselves a few times this year, because if they got the deal done at beginning of the offseason, they're going to have to, they could have paid him a lot less than what they're going to have to pay him now. It's all working in Micah Parsons, favor, because Max Crosby signed as the highest paid player in the NFL that wasn't a quarterback. And then all of a sudden, Myles Garrett became the highest paid defensive end, and not just defense. He's a defensive end, but he became non-quarterback, but he's a DN, basically DN, just like Micah Parsons is. And then all of a sudden, it's TJ Watt now, who got highest paid contract of all time. That's not a quarterback. So if the Dallas Cowboys signed him before that, they could have saved a couple $1 million, but now he's going to have to be the highest paid eventually. So it's costing the Dallas Cowboys, the longer that they wait. But I do think a deal will get done in place, because he is kind of the face outside of Dak Prescott. He is kind of the face of the Dallas Cowboys, but he is Dak as on the defensive side of the ball. But what's crazy about this is, like, just blatantly talking about it. We're coming from a different world, Julian. We played with the New England Patriots, where lips were sealed, where you don't talk much to the media what's going on. So, and it's a different era as well. It's just mind blowing to me, though, still, because we came up in that era with the Patriots, that they just talk about contracts to the media just like that. Like, imagine if that was happening with us when we were playing in our heyday. Like, we would have been traded like right on the spot, probably.
Yeah, but it's also changed.
Yes, it has.
It's other players do it, and other players get rewarded with it. I mean, I think Jerry's probably doing some like Jedi stuff right now, where Jedi mind tricks, where he probably wants him to be the highest paid guy, and he wants the last guy before the season starts. So then that's fresh in everyone's. I don't know. Jerry ends up always paying the guys. That's the difference. Like, we have a question on here. Who'd you rather negotiate against, Bill or Jerry? Pays his guys. Bill would just get rid of you. So I'd rather go with Jerry. It'll be longer, but Jerry going to pay you. Jerry pay you.
Yep, he sure does.
Dak Prescott tore his ACL. Paid him, made him the highest paid player. You know what I mean? CeeDee Lamb, highest paid receiver. Ferguson just got paid. He's probably up there, one of the highest paid tight ends. I don't know the contract details, but he's getting cheddar.
I saw his contract details.
Was it good?
It was very fair. I think it was right at market value.
Jerry pays his guys. It just maybe he doesn't care about paying a couple extra. Maybe he wants the headline of having the highest paid guy. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Jerry don't care because Jerry gonna pay him.
Great point.
Or is he gonna get like he's never got rid of like the high name guy. Mm-mm. And Micah's the high name guy. When CeeDee Lamb was going through it, when Dak was going through it, you know what I mean? So
pay him. Pay Micah. Pay him.
The salary cap's only going up.
Might as well just get it done as soon as possible, you know?
I know.
Might as well. So it's not a distraction anymore.
Sources also say Terry McLaurin and the Commanders aren't even close. Now, I think they got to pay him. The quarterback is making nothing. You know, Jaden Daniels is making nothing right now. You got Deebo Samuel who's coming in making $20 million probably, I think, right, on his deal. You can't have even though this guy got traded to your team, you can't have Deebo Samuel making more money than Terry McLaurin in that room. Mm-hmm. When Terry McLaurin, he's had like 5 years of 100 catch seasons. He's been there since through 3 name changes. He's had unbelievable stats. He's clearly the number one favorite target of your young future quarterback. You got to pay this guy and get him happy. I love Terry McLaurin. I think he's a baller, and you know he's quiet. He does his shit. Doesn't say much about it, and he's got numbers. If you look, what are his numbers? What are his numbers?
He single-handedly kept the Commanders kind of in the game when they were facing the Philadelphia Eagles last year in the NFC Championship game. I mean, without him taking that slant to the house and versus an all-pro cornerback, Darius Slay, the Commanders would have been way out of that game, and they would have had absolutely no chance, you know, in the championship NFC game.
He's had what? He's had 58, 87, 77, 77, 79, 82 catch seasons. I mean, he's averaging yards. He's getting the ball.
13 touchdowns last year. 13 touchdowns.
13. Mm-hmm. 13 touchdowns. You got to pay him. DK just got $33 million. Now, I would say these guys should have paid him earlier, as in the Commanders should have paid him more than, you know, I mean, I don't ever question Jerry because Jerry always gets it done. And Jerry has that kind of power where he can do that and play. Like Micah's still at camp. Right? Because so he knows he's probably going to get paid. He probably doesn't like how it's going down. Jerry's going to probably pay him. But, you know, this I don't know. Like, you got to get Terry McLaurin happy. Get this guy, like, this is valuable time that your young quarterback going into year 2 needs with his star in camp, those reps together. He's not practicing, right? Mm-hmm.
How do you think this situation ends up?
I think they got to pay him. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now you can pay him. Mm-hmm. Debo's making 23 this year. What's McLaurin making? Mm-hmm. 8?
Nah, he got a big deal a couple years ago, but nothing like what it is, you know, to what these current wide receivers signed for.
15 million. That can be, yeah, cap hit's at 25, but it's still his cap hit is lower than what guys are making as salaries. Mm-hmm. So they need to extend him because then you can make that cap hit shorter this year. Mm-hmm. Base of 15. You make $15 million this year.
And then if you do the little contract extension as well, you can actually probably lower that, you know, salary cap hit that's 25 million and probably make it like 15 or 20 million, just depending on the smarts of the GM and how they move the money around. So
don't know how they do it, but they do it every time.
Yes, they do it every single time.
You extend them, make it less. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it goes, but you extend them, it makes it less. Let's kick it down the road. We never really have to worry about kicking it down the road because the salary cap is always going fucking high. Mm-hmm. All right, have we not been seeing what Howie Roseman's been doing? This guy pays everyone. He pays everyone and kicks it down the road. Mm-hmm. Okay, the salary cap just got $30 million more. It's crazy. I still don't get it. I still don't get the cap. I've been around this league now 15 years. Don't know anything about it. I was always told our teams had no money.
Expansion.
And no one got paid.
Expansion.
I was always told our teams never had money to pay anyone. No one had huge contracts. I look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Everyone has huge contracts. How do they have money? How?
Keep going, Jules. Expansion of the NFL into Europe. Even Spain now. Madrid even has a game now. That's how.
They got one.
That's how.
They're going to Germany. We're going to Australia next year. I think there's a Japan trip coming here soon.
South America.
Brazil, baby. We back in Brazil. Giants named Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback. Just talked to Dayball. I just called him. He goes, "What do you need?" I go, "I don't need anything. I just want to see how you're doing. I just want to see how you're doing." And Dayball, he's just like, yeah. He's just excited for the season. The same guy always. And that's like a strength right there. Because I was calling on him like shit. And after giving their running back away, he goes, wins MVP, Super Bowl, this, that. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of stuff for him, and they're in the hot seat. And you would never know just from talking to him. And that's just the kind of coach he is. He ain't gonna let that stuff handle him. He's just going to go, and he's going to coach.
Dable's an optimistic guy, cool as a cucumber, always bringing the juice every single day.
Had juice on the call.
Always has juice. I admire him to always have juice. If he's weighing 250 pounds, he has juice. If somehow he goes on a diet and he's weighing 180 pounds, he has juice. The guy has juice, and I love it.
And it's good juice.
Great juice.
Because sometimes you can have false juice.
Contagious.
Yeah, it's contagious juice. I remember walking by your guys' room, and you guys be playing fucking Formation Jeopardy, and I just walk by and like, man, they have so much fun. They have so much juice in that room. Chatty-O had juice too, though. Chatty-O had juice.
Oh, Chatty-O definitely has juice. Love Chatty-O.
Getting back to the Giants, I'm excited for them this year. They have an unbelievable defensive line. Abdul Carter looks like a monster out there. They already have Dexter Lawrence, Raheem Nuez Roaches, who's in the 11th year. Harris on the edge also. They got a couple of guys. They got the third rounder, another defensive end out of Toledo, Darius Alexander. They got like an unbelievable defensive line. Malik Neighbors is a stud. The Tracy running back kid last year was damn good. And Russell Wilson's going to take care of the football, right? Russell Wilson had 30 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, 10 interceptions last year. What was his stats? He was pretty effective. He
played well.
Effective.
Yeah, he played well.
He's not the Russell Wilson of the past where he's going to make 10 guys miss and throw a moonshot ball 60 yards down the field with his athleticism, but he's going to take care of the football, and he's going to probably put you in the best play. And I think Dayball could work with that. So I'm excited for that Giants team.
All this Giants talk, Jules, what's the over-under you would say for wins this year for the New York Giants?
Oh, Nikes. What's Vegas got them at?
No, I want to hear yours. Where would you put them?
Before I hear Vegas, I would say 8.5.
I was going to say 8.
What's Vegas?
5.5.
Vegas has 5.5. Oh, I'm taking over all day. Me too.
I'm going over.
I'll take over.
Putting my bet in the FanDuel right after this.
And then one more thing on the Giants and naming Russell Wilson as their starter. I think it's good for Jackson Dart to see Russell Wilson as a professional. Okay, everyone can say what they want about Russell Wilson, but as a professional, he goes to work and brings his A-game positive attitude every single day. That's good for other guys to see. He goes in there and has a pre-workout that he does to get himself warmed up. He's got his probably body guy waiting for him in the parking lot because he's probably not allowed there anymore after the last case, but you see him taking care of his body. You definitely see Russell Wilson watching extra game film and probably is a nice enough guy to take in a rookie quarterback and say, hey, why don't you come watch with me? That's the kind of guy he is. So I think this is great for their first-round draft pick, too.
And Russell Wilson last year basically threw for 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions in 11 games.
16-5.
Like, that's
11 games.
That's legit. And I feel like this year, with Daboll being his head coach, Daboll can bring the best out of you. I feel like you can see Russell Wilson bringing back that old school mentality like from 2015, 2016, 2017 seasons when he was younger, and making guys miss again and bringing the best out of them, because that's what Dable does. I had him as a coach for 3 years here in New England, Jules, and he gets the juice out of you. And I feel like he can get the juice out of Russell Wilson as well. So don't be surprised if you see him making some plays like back in the heyday when he was in his prime.
And he got Malik Neighbors, and Russell throws great deep balls. Okay,
Jules, let's get, to some Patriots talk. There's a buzz back in New England, and the crowds are flocking to Gillette.
Let's hear some of these Patriot stories so far, a little camp talk. What do you remember about early days of camp?
I just remember I had to prove myself. I was a humble guy. I really was, didn't really talk as much, because you just were trying to fit in, and you wanted the respect from your peers. You wanted the respect from the older guys, and walking in and running your mouth isn't going to get you that respect. It's going out on the football field and proving yourself. So I just remember in training camp in the early days was that I just wanted to give it my best every single day. And also what I wanted to do on a daily basis was to show improvement. That's what's going to keep you around in the NFL as a young buck, is showing that you're improving on a daily basis. If it's in the weight room, if it's on the field, and some type of route that you're running, if you're improving in the blocking game
technique,
if you're just showing that you're willing to get better on a daily basis, you will stick around. And if you don't make the team, the club, the 53-man roster, well, they know that you're a guy that wants to work and get better. So boom, there's going to be room for you on that practice squad no matter what. So I remember those days of just trying to be the best and improving every day and get the respect of the older guys and just going balls out. Because when you're a young buck like that, it don't matter how you're feeling. You can go balls out. You use your body like you're getting freaking drilled on a daily. You use your body like, I don't know, like a rag every single day in a car wash, just freaking getting abused, getting wet, getting dried off. It doesn't matter. You're used all over the place. So those are the things I kind of remember, Jules. And also, one thing I do remember is Rob Ninkovich. He tried covering me my second year in training camp, and I was about 10 for 10 on him. He actually got my career booming because he built up my confidence. He couldn't cover me, and if he was on me, I just jumped over him and made all the catches right over his head. So thank you, Rob Ninkovich. Those are the days, glory days.
Was Rob Ninkovich official slump buster?
He was definitely.
You put him on Robbie G when you need to get the confidence of the big fella up. I don't know.
Well, I was dominating everyone that year, Jules. So it wasn't just Ninkovich.
You dominated everyone a lot of years, bro. Yeah, those early camp days, man. Be seen, don't be heard. Kind of just. You had double days one year, right?
I had double days actually my rookie year. And then after that, because then there was a lockout and we didn't have to go inside the facility for 6 months. And I remember I showed up and I was in the best shape of my life actually after that lockout. And it kind of proved that you actually don't truly need an off season as long as you're really doing the right things outside of the facility, wherever you're at. But, double days.
How many guys are going to do the right thing?
Not too many. That's why it's good to have an off-season program and have everyone in the building to make sure everyone stays in top shape. There are guys that will, but it's not everyone. It's always good to be around your teammates as well, throughout the whole entire year. What do you remember, Jules? Being a young buck, Patriots training camp. One other thing I remember is the crowds. I mean, the Patriot fans, they show up. I remember Kevin Falk, my rookie year. He looked around and he goes, "Don't people work here in New England?" And I was just laughing. I'm like, I guess not. I mean, there's 10,000, 8,000 people here at just a training camp practice on a freaking Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. I mean, they show out for us. That's why New England, best, the Boston area, best sports town in all of America. They show up for their team no matter what the situation is.
I definitely remember the crowd. I mean, I went to Kent State. Like my senior night, we had like 400 people at our game, the Division I game. So when first day we go out and there's 10, 15,000 people, it was like you got nervous. I got nervous when I went out there and they knew all the other guys, and you're just kind of like a rookie or, a slappy just running around. And I remember I was catching punts before a practice, and I muffed one, and the crowd booed me. And Brewski came around and said, "They're just saying Brew." Or so he kind of said something like that, or they're just saying my name to like make me feel better because you know what I mean. I think that's from what I remember. But yeah, the crowd was always insane. Let's get into some of these Patriot headlines. Keon White already has some aura in camp on Mike Vrabel. I think he's a pretty good head coach. I like him because he's a hard ass. He went on to drop another quote, "Leading with violence is always my type of stuff." He's looking cool and got caught resting in the locker room in a blow-up mattress that he brought. So he's vested in camp life. That's some good stuff to hear. I hear he's in great shape. They always talk about him being a physical phenom.
Mm-hmm. Keon White's a monster. He really is. He's going to be one of their best players in the defensive side of the ball. If we had just give him a title, Jules, if we had to grade him right now, we would say that he's a dog because he has that mentality of just being a dog, and he plays like he plays like one. He plays like he's a dog out on the field as well. And speaking of naps, I mean, naps are crucial in training camp. If you want to perform at your best, a 20-minute power nap, is what it's all about. So you got to tip your hat to him, even though he's an absolute dog. Dogs get rest. Dogs sleep 16 hours out of 24 hours of the day. How do I know? Because my boy's right over there to the right of me, and he's napping right now. He already napped for 4 hours already today. But when that dog mentality need to come out, they're always ready to go and they're always rested. So those naps are crucial. And speaking of naps, where was your favorite place to nap, Jules? Because I know you were always napping whenever you had a chance, but where was your favorite place to nap in Gillette Stadium?
Early in my career, I would go to the nap rooms, and then later in my career, I would float and nap in the floats stations. I would sleep in the saltwater pods. Mm-hmm. And so help me recover after practice. But the nap is definitely crucial. Even if it was 20 minutes, 15 minutes, I would try to get all my work in so I could get at least a 40-minute. Mm-hmm. So that you could just get that. And then right after, pound a cold brew and try to wake up and not be cranky. Cause I remember you would just get to that nap and then you had to wake up. And you would hear 50, the nap room, there was the old locker room where the officials' locker room, they'd have 30 beds and they'd all have curtains around. It was kind of like an opium Vietnamese den that you see in all those movies and shit. You go almost like Inception, when you'd go to the drug spot where they wanted to put the people to sleep and they'd all be lying down. Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like at the nap room with 8-foot dudes. You'd see these big ass fucking monster dudes that are on these twin beds, half their bodies off, these large men trying to sleep on these beds. It was crazy. Where'd you sleep? Where'd you nap?
Yeah, in the nap room, Jules. Especially during training camp. Whenever I had 30 minutes, I would take a nap. I believe naps can recover you more than a good night's sleep. If you're achy, you got some bruises, you got a little pain, and you take a 20-minute deep power nap, you can sometimes wake up and be ready to go, and all the aches and pains are gone, which is special. That's why I'm a big believer in power naps. And the nap room, once we kind of got that new facility a couple years back and they upgraded it big time, there was about 6 beds in a row on each side. And I would just go in the nap room. It'd be dark and there'd be alarms going off like crazy because everyone would be waking up at different times. So that's kind of what made it more difficult to nap. And also, you don't know who showered. Who showers. You don't know who's dirty at the moment. And everyone's using these beds.
They clean them, though. They clean them.
And we're sharing them. So I made sure I always put an extra large hoodie on. I put the freaking hood over my head, and then I just laid on top of the bed and put my head on the pillow and just fell asleep for about 25 minutes like this and just took an extreme power nap. And then I woke up and I was always ready to go.
Did anyone abuse the nap room?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. And they would replace the sheets after every nap.
Hey, would the nap room technically be the 50-yard line? Is that what you're trying to say, Jules, by abusing the nap room? Remember, you did it on the 50-yard line. So instead of the 50-yard line, I did it in the nap room.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. We're just talking some movie stuff out there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Maybe now.
What else do we got? Vrabel was asked about doing media after he retires. His response, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going into the witness protection plan.
Well, I'm in the witness protection plan right now, and I can tell you this. Vrabel will always be doing media because he's always going to be a coach in the NFL. He loves coaching. You could tell he loves it. So as long as he's coaching, he's going to be doing media. So it's just going to be part of his life forever. And he's a great coach. He's great at it. And he's just a football guy. And I heard a story back when he was in Tennessee is that he had a cot in his office, and he slept overnight on his cot majority of the time, so he didn't miss a beat while being the head coach in Tennessee. And I'm sure it's going to be like that as well with the New England Patriots. So
I'm sure his wife hates him.
As a witness protection,
never sees him.
He'll always be coaching. He'll always be doing media because he'll always be coaching. Do you think he's going to be more quotable this year than head coach of the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell?
I mean, he's always been pretty quotable. He's a witty motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be up there. It depends on if they're winning or losing. I mean, either way, he could be up there. But I don't think he'll be giving out good quotes if they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to go into witness protection program, where would you want to go?
I would go back to Mallorca, Jules. No one knew me there. And I could run around. It's a low-key island, a lot of good stuff to do. And I would just swim in the ocean. When I see that they're looking for me, I would just put my scuba gear on and just go diving with all the sharks so I can just stay salty and they won't be able to find me.
Dan Patrick says he's retiring here soon and he's moving to Italy. Wouldn't be a bad place. I would get a little, I don't know. I mean, the food. Yeah, witness protection, the food's got to be right. And I tell you, anywhere you ate in Italy, it's just, the Italians have the food in Europe. I don't care what anyone says. You could say, France, no, they don't. You could say Spain, no, they don't. And then all the others don't even get a spot at the table. I love German food, but the Italians, any pasta you eat, insane. Back to Patriot talk. Christian Gonzalez went out to the medical tent yesterday. Look, did he have a hammy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
Something went with his hammy. I didn't see it personally. I think it won't be too bad. Probably a grade 1, which you don't really got to worry about. Actually, he can get some rest now. It's good that he got some reps already. He's been in camp for about a week now, so it's not like he's been missing, and he's going to be right back to par when he gets back. But a grade 1 is really nothing. That's about 2-3 weeks. He's going to be ready for week 1, no doubt, but just make sure that he comes back when he's full strength because he's a huge piece of the New England Patriots defense.
Without a doubt. Now, is this his first hammy?
Yeah, I think he pulled his hammy, a couple
hammy
years
before?
ago.
I don't like hammies if it's multiple hammies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. Those fast guys get them hammies.
Hey, you know who you got to call, Jules? Who you got to call?
Got to hit Alex Guerrero.
There you go.
Get Mr. Miyagi in that hammy, dog. I'm telling you.
There you go. You'll never have a hammy problem again.
He tore his labrum in his hip, right?
That's what it was. I
just hope it doesn't linger. You got to, like Rob said, you got to keep that thing down. I also feel bad for Diggs because that battle brings Diggs up to strength coming back from his ACL. Some of the best battles, the most growth I had is when we had Revis. You had a good corner to go against, or Aqib Talib. When you got to go against those guys every day, it made you a better player because they were going to eat your lunch if you gave them some sloppy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucks. We got to get him back.
Well, let's talk about the guys that are looking good in Patriots training camp right now. We got Drake May. He's saying all the right things. Everyone was saying is that he's taken a big leap from year 1. And Coach Belichick always said that as well. He always said the biggest improvement that he sees within his players is from year 1 to year 2. And Drake May has been doing that, as Peter Schrager reported, our good old friend Peter Schrager. Shout out to the Schragster, baby. Stephon Diggs, full go, no limitations. That's huge for the Patriots offense. That's Douglas.
Crazy.
That's crazy. No doubt about that. Pop Douglas.
He looks great too.
He looks phenomenal. Looks like he hasn't missed a step since he's torn his ACL. And then you got Pop Douglas, a consistent playmaker. He's making some impressive catches, which Drake May is going to need. And then Travion Henderson, he's looking explosive. And if you're explosive as a running back, that's huge, because boom, you can explode. And being in the NFL, explosiveness is actually probably better than, being fast at some points. I would say explosiveness is more used than just being a fast player. So that's crucial to have a guy out of the backfield with that, with that quality.
I think Pop Douglas is going to have a big year. I can see him have an 80 catch season. Hendrickson out of the backfield, if he's as smart as everyone says, that we've heard all draft report, scouting report, every analyst, they say this guy is knows the protections. That's a great fit for a Josh McDaniels offense. I mean, we've had running back Shane Vereen have 13 catches in the Super Bowl. James White had 15 catches in the Super Bowl. They both came from Kevin Falk, who always had a massive amount of production. If you got that guy, that's a huge help for Drake May, because those matchups that you can get running backs on when you get them on the linebackers, those little sprawl routes that we used to run all the time, or the option routes out of the backfield, that's easy throwing and easy reading for the quarterback. So that's huge. Stephon Diggs being full speed, 5 months out of the ACL, that's insane. And he looks full speed. He looks great. And I'm excited to see Drake May. I'm excited to see Drake May with Josh McDaniels and the protection scheme. I'm excited to see how much he can digest of Josh's offense, because you'll be able to see on how they call the game, on how much the quarterback is able to digest and how much they're all playing cohesive. Everything I've heard, he looks good, and he digests offense, and he can retain stuff. That's all what you want to hear from your quarterback. This is all the time we're going to start to see where our team gets built. So I'm excited for this year. We didn't even get into the defense. Mm-hmm. Offensive line.
That's still in the limbo, Jules. If the offensive line as a whole cannot protect Drake May like how they need to, then everything can crumble. So the offensive line needs to stay intact. Big Dog Campbell needs to come through.
Yeah, the Garrett Bradbury.
Mm-hmm. It's up in the air right now,
him,
too.
Big Mike.
From what I'm hearing out of training camp. It's up in the air. They need to come through.
Cole Strange has had some. They're saying Cole Strange looks pretty good. I mean, they got guys. Morgan Moses, I mean, he's a vet. They got guys. Will Campbell. Also, you got Robinson, the 4th round pick last year. Doug Marrone, he's probably dialing up pass protections with a bologna sandwich in his hand right now. Big bologna guy. I remember listening on Part of My Take once, they had him eating bologna or something. But I'm excited to see what these guys do, man.
I got a question for you, Jules. I mean, all these training camp clips that are all over X when you sign on to your account, all over Instagram, are they overrated? Do you get excited by these clips? What do you think of them?
Well, I can always tell what period or where if the quarter, some of these clips where people get all excited when the quarterback scrambles in a 7-on-7 and rolls to his right and probably would have been sacked or threw the ball away and throws a bomb to a guy running a second route. I don't ever get excited for those. You could kind of always see. I get excited for when it's 11-on-11 and you see the quarterback. You can see him click through his progression and makes a nice throw. That's when I get excited. You can kind of see in the drill they're doing or what kind of practice they're practicing for my excitement levels to get excited. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm. That made a little sense. All right, let's get into the Chillest Dude of the Week, brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes. And remember to celebrate responsibly. Hold on. My beers are up in my fridge right now. I got Ralphie running up the stairs to grab me a nice 12-pack. Now, Jules, I can't leave you alone. I got to crack a nice Coors Light. Cold as the Rockies with you. Up. Oh, thank you, Ralphie. You're such a good boy. Such a good boy. Oh, I love you so much. Here we go, Jules. Cheers.
Cheers, bubs.
And this week, it's the 2025 Hall of Fame NFL football class. So we got to talk about these legends getting inducted into the Hall this week, Jules. Who do we got to start it off?
Eric Allen, cornerback from 1988 to 2001, played with the Philadelphia Eagles, the New Orleans Saints, and the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
2-time second-team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, 54 career interceptions, 9 defensive touchdowns, 19th year of eligibility. I remember him as a Raider. I mean, I think he retired the year they lost the Super Bowl. Or, the year they lost the Snow Bowl. He was in that game, I think. And then, I mean, he was always just a playmaker. It was a little early in my watching football days, though. But watching, the highlights over the years, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
I got a question for you, Jules. A lot of guys get into the Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famers, make it their second year or within the first 5 years they get in. This guy's been eligible. Eric Allen has been eligible for 19 years now. Do you think it would be cooler to be into the Hall of Fame within the first 5 years? Or like Eric Allen, about 20 years later, you get a call and you're inducted to the Hall of Fame. Like, your kids might have not even known that you played the game of football, and then you're telling them that you went into the Hall of Fame. You're going into the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame. And they're like, Daddy, you played football? Like, what would that be like?
I think you're just excited regardless.
Jules, what I'm trying to say, I'm just going to sum it up real quick, is that if you go into the Hall of Fame 10, 15, 20 years later, you get a retrospective of your whole entire career once again. You get to relive it once again. That's kind of legendary to me. Like, if you go in right when you're done playing, it's like it was just yesterday, and you don't get to relive all those exciting moments again. 20 years down the road, you get to enjoy that whole entire process again, is what I'm trying to say.
I get you. It's kind of like when you have your birthday right next to Hanukkah or Christmas. Like, you rather have that thing spaced out so you could have some gifts coming to you in May or June. So then you have a little extra time to then have perspective. Oh, it's time for a couple more presents.
So that's all I'm just trying to say is, going into a Hall of Fame 20 years later, you get to relive your whole entire career, and it feels special once again to you.
Unless you're like a Randy guy or T.O. that should have been first ballot. And I don't think they went first ballot like that. Those kind of guys can get mad, but I don't know. I think Eric Allen is probably happy.
Definitely happy.
Excited.
Oh, definitely excited. No doubt.
Who else is going in?
All right. We got Jared Allen, defensive end from 2004 to 2015. He played with Kansas City, Minnesota, Chicago, Carolina, 2-time sack leader in 2007 and 2011, 4 times first team All-Pro, 5 times Pro Bowler. I mean, he's in the Vikings Ring of Honor, record of most career safeties as well, which is a unique record. He has 4 of those, which is really, really cool. I have 1 career safety in my career, and that was in high school. And I thought it was really cool. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And he had one of the coolest sack celebrations of all time. Or is it the coolest sack celebration of all time, Jules?
Was it the rabbit out of the hat? He'd pull it out.
And he has the greatest number of all times as well. I thought he was the coolest dude when I got into the NFL in 2010 as a rookie. And I'm like, I get the face off for Jared Allen. And I'm putting my hand down, and he's number 69 right in front of me. I just thought it was super cool.
If he came out in like social media time, he'd be like a different. Like, he was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hilarious dude. And like, when you listen to his interviews, his antics in the locker room, he was just always a fun dude that you wanted to have beers with. Like, he's the perfect guy to have Coors Light with, or multiple Coors Lights with, on like a big plot of land with a bunch of toys. Like, he's got like Matt Light vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I mean? They're just witty, funny ass dudes that are like smart as fuck, but like also like just insane football players. And I could be completely wrong. I don't really know Jared Allen, but that's my vibe.
Also, Jared Allen seems like the guy that whatever he's doing, it just seems like it's going to be fun and cool if you're doing it with Jared Allen. For example, he almost made the Olympics team on the Olympics USA curling team. He almost made. I mean, how cool is that? Like curling isn't that cool, but Jared Allen curling on the Olympics team is cool.
But that's him. That's like him making fun of the world. I bet. Like, look at his number is 69. He's like, this is an Olympic sport. I'm going to train to do this. And like, that was him, like, probably throwing shade at someone. Like, one of his boys got hammered and said, I bet you can't be an Olympian. He's like, fuck you, I'll be an Olympian. They're both shit-faced, probably hammered. They made a bet, and he's like, had to go try to become an Olympian because of it. I bet you that's how, something along that line is how he became an Olympian. Him and one of his boys, him and some friend probably had like some kind of bet, won or lost, and joined an Olympic team. That's how cool he is. He's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Next guy.
Oh,
Antonio Gates.
Let me present Antonio Gates, one of my favorite tight ends.
Let me. Kent State. All
right, fine, Jules. I understand.
No,
Kent State alumni.
Tight end.
I'm a tight end.
It's your tight end.
He went to your school. He went. All right, you get.
Go ahead. He didn't play football.
He
didn't play football. You get him.
All right. That's cool. That's fair then. That's fair. We got one of my favorite tight ends of all time. One of the most smoothest route runners to ever play the game. One of the slipperiest route runners to play as well. Antonio Gates, tight end of the San Diego Chargers from 2003 to 2018. Undrafted, was a basketball player in college. Came from Kent State, obviously, where Julian Edelman played. He was a 3-time first-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, over 11,000 receiving yards. He holds the record for most touchdowns by a tight end score with 116 touchdowns. And what's really special is he got LT inducting him into the Hall of Fame. And Antonio Gates was an inspiration to myself. He was an inspiration to many of the tight ends out there. I was proud to see Antonio Gates get inducted to the Hall of Fame because it doesn't just represent Antonio Gates. It represents tight ends as a whole. So it gives that recognition to our position of how special being a tight end is. And just watching his game, he was a solid blocker in the run game. He was a team player. He came through crucial moments for the Chargers whenever they needed a big play from him. And I just loved watching how good of a route runner he was. And he elevated the tight end position to a whole another level and put it on the map.
Where does he rank amongst the greatest tight ends of all time?
I always put Antonio Gates in the top 5. No doubt about that. He has the most touchdown receptions of all time as a tight end too. In the top 5 tight ends, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint where the top 5 belong, because if you really look at it, in the top 5, every tight end in the top 5 has their own special trait and their own category of what they did in the pass game. You know, I'm talking about taking away all the blocking that involves, that involves what a tight end does. But if we're just looking at the receptions and what they did in the pass game, the top 5 tight ends are hard to kind of place, and it all depends on how you're looking at it and viewing it as well. But he's definitely top 5 and just one of the best of all time.
He is, man. It was so fun to get to watch him. Tony Gonzalez did with the whole running basketball routes in football, but like he really was playing basketball on the football field. Like if you watch him run routes, like how he'd shake fools up at the top of the route, or he'd just body you up, or he would just beat you with quickness. Like he was the ultimate matchup nightmare. Couldn't put anyone on him. They did the whole, remember when they viced you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They viced him.
Mm-hmm.
They did that to him too. Like he went to my college, got to spend some time with. He's a fucking awesome dude, and he is a Hall of Famer. Lastly, Sterling Sharp, receiver, 1988 to 1994 for the Packers. 3-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time reception leader, 89, 92, 93, receiving yard leader in 92. Career cut short due to a neck injury. His brother's, another great, Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer. They will become the first brothers inducted together. Shannon will be introducing the 26th year eligibility of his brother, who's finally getting into the Hall. Now, I don't really remember watching Sterling as a kid because it was right before I started watching when he was dicing up the NFL. But from what I hear from anyone that I respect talk about the game, they said he was just the man. And even when you listen to Shannon Sharp talk about his older brother, I mean, he gives so many roses and flowers and praise to his brother. And Shannon is like he's probably up there and the greatest at his position too. Like, it's crazy that his career had to get shortened due to a neck injury. But from what I heard, if he kept on playing, they're saying this guy was like insane.
Shannon always said too, I've heard him say it plenty of times, is that his older brother was always the better football player than he was.
Yeah, I've heard it too, yeah.
But shout out to Sterling, finally getting, making it to the Hall of Fame. It's unfortunate that he had that neck injury. I mean, he had to stop playing after 6 years, but it just shows what type of player that he was, that he just made it into the NFL Hall of Fame, and he only played 6 years in the league. So he was an absolute beast out there. 3-time leader as, 3-time reception leader in the NFL when he was playing. Just an absolute beast out there, and probably just as jacked as Shannon as well. I mean, that family, they're sharp. Their bodies are sharp. I can tell you that.
They are sharp. Now, the Jared Allen story, trying to make it to Olympics, I guess his pursuit had started as a wager with a friend about qualifying for a PGA Tour event. However, after seeing the story of Eddie the Eagle, an unlikely Olympic ski jumper from England, Allen set his sights on qualifying for an even bigger stage. Allen first looked at giving badminton a shot, but after doing some research, 41-year-old realized way too much movement at that age. Badminton is hard, very hard. I tried to beat my coach once, who was a badminton coach. He beat my ass for like 3 straight hours, and he had no athleticism in JUCO. Allen said, I read the rules of curling. It was like the winners have to buy the losers beer. Most people start in their 40s. I was like, right up my alley. So I don't know if I heard that story or if I literally just manifested that in my head.
Jules, you're a psychic.
I'm a psychic.
You were spot on.
Well, that was the Chillest Dude of the Week, presented by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate responsibly. Well, that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. Football is back. The excitement levels are skying through the roof. So many stories with the NFL. I'm excited to get into. What about you, Rob?
I'm really excited to get into it, Jules. It's all about football season. I mean, we got baseball right now. They're on their 100th and 20th game. It's cool, but it's kind of meaningless right now. There's no basketball. There's no hockey. We need football season back. The world needs football season. America needs football season. Dudes on Dudes need football season. And it's right around the corner, and we couldn't be more excited.
And we need you to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Comment a dude you want us to do and rate and review. Call in and ask a question on the Chill Zone at 561-201-5789. And remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. We'll see you guys next week.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.